grumble start to government think we fool, but we don't wake up. Repeal a face the music, man, we ain't go shut up. Dr. Drew, hear me, repeal the SSE law. On next election, you go taste real job. People vex bad, we not go hush we mouth. Bring back the justice or get run out. Dr. Drew, hear me, repeal the SSE law. On next election, you go taste real job. People vex bad, we not go hush we mouth. Bring back the justice or get run out. Big mouth dep on Nevis, nah do no work. He said big man ambassador, fully fall for me trap. Nevis vex too, the island one they say. SSZ reach far, confusion in every way. I listen good, the grumble start to grow. Belly full of vex and the crowd ready to blow. Government think we fool, but we don't wake up. Repeal a face the music, man, we ain't go shut up. Dr. Drew, hear me, repeal the SSE law. On next election, you go taste real job. People vex bad, we not go hush him out. Bring back the justice or get run out. Is the PM and AG. Principal gone missing now, we can't cope. He flash big smile, but the people now buy. Truth get lost while they spin web of fly. Old heroes like Bradshaw and Southwell they grieve. Legacy shaking their spirit and believe. Them fight for freedom, no look how we stray. SSZ bring shame, oh Lord, what a day. Living elder shaking head, feeling the age. Say the youth must rally, repeal for we sake. History watching, consequences tall. If Brantley not listen, he sure go fall. So gather all man, woman, young and old. Unity in voice, in sun and in cold. Bassetra protest, the echo still ring. Repeal the SSZ, let justice win. Dr. Drew, hear me, repeal the SSZ law. On next election, you go taste real job. People vex bad, we not go hush remote. Bring back the justice or get run out. Dr. Drew, hear me, repeal the SSZ law. On next election, you go taste real job. People vex bad, we not go hush remote. Bring back the justice or get run out.
On Target.
So I'm your host, Kelvin Daly, and I thank you for joining us once again.
Join the conversation.
I looked at it on Facebook and I read the speech and I'm trying to find out what is the commitment to renal failure in Nevis, and I'm yet to find it.
Be a part of the debate.
What he needs to do is to allow the people to do their work in accordance with the relevant legislation, and he must not overreach, because when he makes those suggestions, he is in a sense misleading the population here.
Speak your mind. Defend your country. Call in. Numbers to call: 869-669-7312. That's 869-669-7312 or 917-460-2187. That's 917-460-2187. On Target, here on 2020 Vision Radio, every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. On Target. Be a part of it.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are strictly those of the participants and do not represent those of 2020visionradio.com or its advertisers.
I'm done with that. I stop singing about this and that. No more calypso from the maestro. I'm getting old and I'm getting cold. Lucifer ain't gon' get me soul. No more calypso from the maestro. But me fans are asking me, my show make one more entry. You better tell the nation what's happening in the country. Plenty people they calling me, complaining ferociously. They want me to condemn the ruling party. But I hate dispute, I only can sing the truth. So I went through the whole country and made my inquiry. And tonight I'm judge and jury. Another nigga gon' vex with me. Bradley, you and your party, I find you guilty. Boy, you're feeling this economy. You put the whole country on life support. I find you guilty. Just like you did with the airport. You're guilty, you're guilty. Cast overrun at the hospital wing. I find you guilty. With no sign of the job completed. You're guilty, you're guilty. You see your double as your campaign tool. I find you guilty. Mark, you take poor people big fool. You're guilty, you're guilty. How do you plead? Guilty, guilty, guilty. How do you plead? Guilty, guilty, guilty. This lack of development, I'm giving you a rough sentence. Get your mass out the government. That's your punishment. I said, all you mass out the government. Amen. Well, yeah, yeah.
Let us put our hands together for Papa Wheeler.
I'm bringing in a passe. Bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar for me. If you don't know, I want in you. But I bang them, they go ball foul. Talking about irregularities. They go be up and down, tumbling. No patent, no pay coming. Pegging south. I'm bringing in East Indians. From the north, mi amiga and amigos. Como esta bienvenida. La vida es fiesta. Bring them to shout for me. I want them to roar for me, boy. I go be mashing down the complex. Yes, if they don't from me king, boy. I don't really like the doctor placing the campus suicide bomber, boy. Bring them to shout for me. I want them to roar for me. Anything you want, you go get, boy. I'm mixing up the soca. With some Hindi and some rumba. Chutney and lavandera. ID no necessary, boy. Fiscal lips a mercenary. Bring it to shout for me. I want it to roar for me. Maintain your impulso. Total zombie and beater. Take it away. Local fans decreasing. Why? the numbers they keep dropping. Nobody don't shout no more like they used to shout before. Boy, disgruntled fans they crumbling about promise songs. Fail on delivering. Start song and can't finish it. It's standard English, singing stupidness, nonsense. Why don't you sing a song and dance again? Tell me what happened to me fair share when the money disappear. Ooh yeah, boy. Stewardship in question here. Bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me. I'm gonna be rocking down the complex. Yes, if they don't throw me king, boy, I do me like the doctor, placing their compass suicide bomber. Bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me. I'm gonna be mashing up the complex. Yes, if they don't throw me king, boy, I do it like the doctor, placing their compass suicide bomber. Boy, bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me. Anything you want, you go get, boy. I'm mixing up the soca with some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and lavandera. I didn't know necessary. Boy, we calypso mercenary. Bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me. Maintain impulso, todo sopi e pira. Boy, take it away. I'm gonna be chartering airlines. See bridge and see taxi. Bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me. You don't know. You got to spend big money if you wanna win monarchy. I go got the diaspora. 420 in my corner, boy. Share the life, boy. Press like, subscribe, sharing. All here the diaspora's king. Your king go be knocking down your airport, knocking down hospital walls, training geothermal. Let the Jewish people sing the song. These Hebrew boys don't understand. Hello. Begging them to load for me. I want them to roll, boy, roll for me. I'll be rocking down the complex. Yes, if they don't throw me king, do it like the doctor, placing the compass, suicide bomber. Bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roll, boy, roll for me. Anything you want, you go get. Yes, I'm mixing up the soca with some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and lavandera. I did not necessary. Please calypso mercenary. Boy, bring it to shout for me. I want it to roll, boy, roll for me. Maintain el impulso, todo son bienvenida. Take the momentum. Everybody is welcome. Thank you.
Papa Wheeler.
Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of On Target. And as usual, on a Saturday afternoon, I'm your host, Kelvin Daly. And in studio with me, the man from Hamilton himself, Tulu Weeks. And we will be joined by Danny a bit later. His class schedule has changed, so he has begged for a little bit of leniency as he goes through and teaches his subject, languages, to our students up there at the flats. So his time has changed, and therefore we will try to accommodate him as best as possible. All right, so let me say good afternoon, Tulu. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing good and blessed. I'm so happy to be here again another Saturday afternoon.
All right. Your mic is coming in a bit muffled.
A little muffled.
Yeah, a little bit muffled.
Okay.
Remember, it's a pink shot, you know?
No,
It's not the pink shot. All right.
it's not the pink.
You're not the pink. All right. Just checking. And if you guys are zooming in on me, you realize I have a pink pin. A pink pin that was sent to me by a lovely lady from up in Hamilton. I'm not privileged to call her name because she didn't give me permission to call her name. But she sent a pink pin and a pink pen. And I do thank you. Next time I see you, I'll give you a big hug. All right? Or if you see me, just, give me a hug instead. But I do appreciate it. And we also got a nice donation from an ardent listener, Miguel Mills. I don't think he'll mind calling his name. He's a brother of the cloth. And so I do thank him for the small donation. Everything counts at this time. So thank you, Miguel, for the donation towards our work. All right. And let me first pay homage to those who made podium today. And before that, let me welcome all those on FM Dial, YouTube, Twitch, and of course on the Facebook feed. If you're in Singleton, Nevis, in the diaspora, wherever you are, special good afternoon to all of you. But let me say first off, congratulations to number one again. She's back on top. LCQ up there in Florida. And then followed closely by Arlene Jeffords Stanford. And then that beautiful lady from up there in Credit Road, the lady of Paris, is number 3. Dillis Brown from down there in St. Thomas. She's number 4. And Earl Maskell rounded off the top 5. And then we have, who else we have? Gina Tyson. I can't say much about Gina, for fear of Charles.
You better be fearful.
Charles, my brother, how are you? I hope you're doing well.
Charles is good.
He's
Very
good.
Yeah.
Charlene Jeffers over there in St. James. Good afternoon to you. And Marcy Yelner up in Canada. She sent me a nice note the other day, wishing me well and hope for my protection and all that good stuff. I appreciate it, Marcy. Mm-hmm. Every prayer helps. Yeah, so I appreciate that. Kitchen King up there in Oklahoma, he's in the house, and so is Rosalind Brown. Cecile Hobbs never misses a show. She is, one of the ardent listeners. I think she'll have a heart attack if she misses the show, which I wouldn't want to have happen. So make sure she doesn't miss the show.
Don't take it too hard that you get a heart attack now. No, we want to hear to fight the good fight of faith.
The best dressed man on here is Patty Fleming is in the house, and followed very closely by Rhonda Brown down there in Anguilla, and in St. Martin. Sorry, my bad. And then we have Judy Cornelius Webb, the only lady on Nevis with her own estate. And so good afternoon, Judy. Drexel Barton, Chev Jeffers Lewis, and Elvis Leslie, all in the house. Deacon Oral Jeffers up there in Florida, he's in the house. Hildred Davis, I'm sure she's down by Shakatak on Prince William Street.
Don't talk about Hildred business and Shakatak business.
I'm sure that's where she is, and
she's taking care of Shako.
That's right. Dulcia Dull Penny, my number 1 fan on St. Kitts. Good afternoon to you. And over there in Bath, como esta? I own a door. I hope you're doing well. Piper, the King Barry up there in New York, and sponsor of Calgan water. I hope you guys are getting good purified water to drink. Alvy Davis and Norma Jean is in the house. They're in the house. Robin Latham is in the house. And the sister of the Queen of Nevis. Ingrid Daniel Farrell up there in Virginia. She's in the house. And August Washington is with us. So is Jillian France. I think she's the only Jillian I know spells her name Jillian with a G instead of a J. Why?
You'll have to ask her, man.
Why Jillian? Why a G? I know you had nothing to do with it, but you're the only Jillian I know with a G instead of a J. That's unique.
Tell her, ask mommy.
I have to do that. And who else we have? We have, who is this? Janet Grell Hall over there in Budgeon Estate. And Lauret Wharton, Susie Warner, and Ivor Henry, Olivia David, Elvis Williams, and Patrick the Globe Master Hanley. Bernadette Tyson Tamaki is in Darl in the house. Erwin Queeley is with us. Colin Walters with us. And there's a new name that I haven't seen before, Dahlia Sage. If you care to be in this class, and be registered, let's drop a line on the Facebook and let us know who you are. And so we can, mark your present every time. All right? We have Bumpy Moving and Wilma. I can't read my own handwriting. Vinyl Alley. Laura Tyson, Inkla Myers, and D. Keynes, Jeff Pemberton, Maricia Saran, Adele McClendon, Magdalene Sargent, all in the house. Ruth Lynn Hill. And we got Trevor Blois, Margaret Taylor. We have a full house today. Let's take this call. You see, maybe it's a birthday greetings. Oh, so they're going. All right. Okay. I didn't see, who else did I miss? I missed somebody. Jetty Taylor, Andrew H. Nisbet, I think that's the Calypsonian. Welcome on board, my brother. And I think that's it for now. All right. We got quite a bit.
Invite the caller to call back. The greeting.
Yeah, the caller, they're free to call back.
Okay.
We're probably going to be here till about 3:30. I hope not later than that, because we have a lunch date. My good friend Tonya Powell sponsored the crew here on Target a lunch over by Cabos. So after the studio, we'll be making a quick run over to Cabos to collect our lunch. And so Cabo, if you're hearing me, make sure our lunches are ready to go, because Tulu has a hot date.
Oh, yes.
Right after that. And so let us see who is calling. Good afternoon. You're on Target.
Carol, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What's up?
This is Dillis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've been talking to you for quite a while about something that quite a bit of us have been planning.
Oh, Lord.
For you.
I don't like the sound of this.
Sounds good.
Today, just listen. And in the beginning, I told you it is about you. I don't need you to say anything.
Oh, Lord, I must see.
So today, you're the host of On the Target. But what I want you to do for us today is to just step aside a little bit, because a lot of us want to make this show for you today, an appreciation show.
Appreciation show.
So, yes. And it's our appreciation for all that you have done for, especially those of us out here in the diaspora, in bringing us information. For all that you have done with this SSD saga, we just want to let you know how much we appreciate you. You know that I love you. And I'm behind you 100% in anything you do. And so, we have decided to make today your appreciation day. So you're going to get a number of calls, number of greetings. I know you might have had your show planned out, but just step aside a little bit and give us a few minutes.
Don't cry.
No.
Let us do what we want to do. And so, I'm going to start off by letting you know that we really appreciate you for what you're doing. And especially in this SSV saga, if we didn't have you, the Nivisions at home would have been waking up to basically maybe a big boat out in the ocean with all kinds of materials moving in. Then we would have seen the people, and it would have been, probably one of the biggest shocks to Nivisions. And you did what you did, you stretch your neck out, you get your word, they cuss you, they this, they that, they didn't like the messenger. But we are just here to let you know how much we appreciate you, Kel, and we really do.
Okay.
And so, I'm encouraging everyone to call in and share their views. We want as many calls as possible, and I want us to be mindful to keep our greetings brief but still meaningful. And the numbers, the landline is 869-469-7953. Overseas is 917-460-2187. And the WhatsApp number is 869-766-7313. And this is not about media lists. It's a whole group of us that decide to just do this. And this is what we want to do. So I want you today just to sit back, and whenever we're done, whatever you want to continue your show with, we're going to stay here with you until it's done.
All right.
Love you to the moon and back, and I appreciate you, and you know that.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
All right. Oh. All right. I've been put on notice. I've been put on notice that today's show is not mine. I've been put on notice that the show has been hijacked by some unruly people.
What is wonderful here, my brother?
Don't add in.
No, I have to add. It's important. You know, we have a history of speaking good of people when they are dead and they can't hear, and saying how much they meant to us.
Wait, see,
let's take the call.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
Hi, Dr. Daly. Good afternoon. Not a tired call.
You had to be in the mix, eh?
Whatever. Man, I appreciate what you're doing for our division. Thank you so much for being the backbone and to having the voice for all who all can't speak up, and all who live abroad, all division all over the world. Thank you. Appreciate you. Much love, respect. Happy birthday when it comes. When I come home, I need 3 bottles of ham.
All right. See you.
All right, love you. Okay, bye.
Oh, yes. What is this? I feel like I'm being hijacked here.
So while we're waiting for somebody else perhaps to call in,
anyway,
let me say that indeed it is far more important to tell people what you think about them, how you feel about them, how much you appreciate them while they can hear.
Okay. Well, I'm not dead yet, so.
No. So that's what we are doing.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hi, Dr. Derry.
Hi.
This is Jan Grelhall calling you.
Hi, Jan.
I just want to join with the others to salute you this morning for everything that you have done and that you will continue to do, and the time you have taken to research and bring to the people of Nevis the good and the bad that this SSZ can bring to our island. I also want to thank you for all the other things that you usually bring up and give to us. We'll continue to listen to you and work together to keep ownership of our land in our hands. May God bless you and guide you as we move forward together.
Thank you, darling. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. I hope that was the last one.
No, nothing here.
Let me say. Let me give a notice in the meantime. The St. Paul's breakfast. Oh, jeez.
Let's go.
Which one to go first? I think I got the phone shut first. Good afternoon. You're on target. Good afternoon. You're on target.
Hi, Dr. Daly.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Daly.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling from New York. This is Vilena.
Oh, Vilena.
Never called me before, but I want to wish you a happy birthday when it comes. I don't know if it's today or Monday, but I want to wish you all the best. And thank you, Dr. Daly, for all that you are doing for the Nivisions people. It's not CCM or it's not NIRP, it's Nivisions. I want to thank you, and I pray every day that God will cover you, because we know there are some evil out there, devils out there that want to come against you. But I rebuke them and I curse them in the name of Jesus.
Hallelujah.
And I thank you. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, Dr. Daly. You are doing an amazing job for New Vision. And I want to thank you. Wish you all the best and many more birthdays to come. If it's today or Monday, just enjoy. Love you always, Dr. Daly.
Thank you,
See
darling.
you when I come near this again.
All right. Thank you very much. All right.
Just answer the phone.
Good afternoon. You're on target.
Good afternoon, Dr. Daly.
Good afternoon.
This is Flores.
Hi, my brother.
I want to let you know that we appreciate you. We owe you a debt of gratitude. We're the people of Nevis who are left in the dark. And I think you are more of a representative than the people who consider themselves ministers of government. I pray God blesses on your life. I pray God will direct you, protect you, keep from harm and danger, and continue to notify us, inform us, and give us what the people who call themselves government refusing to give. Dr. Daly, let me tell you something. When I first started following this story, I was at a loss because I didn't expect this from our representatives. And I am going to be just dropping my little thing because we do what is God says. I am looking at the people of Nevis and I'm asking them one question. If they are satisfied that sooner rather than later our population will be bigger than the population of Nevis. Because the thing is, we can go over in their place, but they're going to come in our place. Who does Nevis belong?
All right.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Let me say good afternoon and happy birthday to Jetty Taylor. I think he's celebrating today. So, my brother, all the best on your birthday. I hope you had a blast today. All right, let's go to the phone lines again. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon, Mr. Daly.
Good afternoon.
I just want to wish you all the best and thank you for opening the young people's eyes because I'm on the road and I hear a lot of young people are talking.
Okay.
So I just want to tell you thanks for opening the eyes and I hope when the day comes, they go and they do what I have to do. And I just ask God to continue to bless you and keep you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you very much.
Bye.
All right. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon, Dr. Daly. Good afternoon, Tulu.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just want to add my portion of appreciation to all that you guys do as a group. But Dr. Daly, your yeoman's work has been immeasurable. It's been amazing. Yes, some of this information, I guess at some point we would have heard it, but you've gone beyond and you found information for us to look at that we would not have had access to or even know where to start looking for. I would imagine your sleepless nights and your days of excess calls and information and being bombarded. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your willingness. Thank you for all of the work that you do. And I speak, Dr. Daly, like me, like others, and myself, we speak on behalf of family members and friends from abroad that are calling us all the time.
Okay.
As they listen to this information, as they get this information, what's going on, and we're pointing them to your page and we're giving them the information and they're calling back and they're telling us this and they're telling us that. So it's not just us here who may make this call today, but the thousands out there who may not be listening this afternoon, but will listen at some point and will continue to listen and hear the information. Dr. Daly, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you very much.
We would not have been made any wiser hadn't it been for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. All right. All right. I think that's the
breakfast announcement.
Huh? Oh, yes.
I'll keep you on track.
I do thank each and every one of you for calling in and expressing your sentiments. I do appreciate it. I do get a lot of calls during the course of the day messages on WhatsApp, messages on Facebook Messenger, and I do appreciate each and every one of you. I don't take you for granted. You have better things to do with your time than to listen to me and spend time conversing with me. And so I do appreciate every single phone call, every message that you have taken the time to pen or to call. All right? All right, let's get started. All right.
Breakfast announcement.
Okay. Good afternoon, on target.
Thanks. We give you thanks for all you've done. We are so blessed. Jesus is blessed. Our soul is at rest. Oh, Dr. Daily, we give you thanks. We just want to say thanks. We just want to say thanks. Oh, Dr. Daly, we give you thanks for all you've done. Living blessed. Our soul is at rest. Oh, Dr. Daly, we give you thanks. Oh, Dr. Daly, we give you thanks. Dr. Daly, we just want to thank you for all you've done for Nevis and for my children. You taught my first daughter in school,
That's right.
and she always speak highly of you. So may God continue to bless you as you continue to educate us. The spirit of justice, the spirit of righteousness rule over Nevis today. Thank you, Dr. David.
Thank you, darling. Thank you very much for that. All right. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Oh, finally. Good afternoon, Mr. Daly.
Good afternoon, Ivor.
Well, I hate to interrupt your program, which I really look forward to on a Saturday. But I was told to, and you know me, I obey orders and get paid straight. I have to do this, and it's coming from the heart. You know? One thing I have to tell Snow, she asked me to come in brief, to be brief, but it's really cooler weather, so I have to come fully clothes. So, Delis, I'm sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Especially when it comes to you know, I have to say, Dr. Daly, you're a man of guts, man with guts, and you know the saying, no guts, no glory. Your glory, you're a breath of fresh air to us, and I'm asking you to bask in your glory and take all of these flowers you're getting now that you're living.
That's right.
Thank you, my brother.
So what I can say now, being such a fearless human being, the truth never lies, and the truth has fire to its tail. And with all of your research, I have to put it down as being truthful. And you now know that there are going to be prosecutions. You could have kept your research to yourself, but you decide you're going to disseminate this information, which is useful to us, and I think Close would have said it. What if you did not start this thing? We might wake up one morning to see ships out at sea, or to know that the very ground we expect to be walking on is not there. So, the mere fact you research, you didn't keep it. It simply tell me you're not a selfish person. It tells me that you're an individual at heart, and you're mindful of people. Because you just said it. We could be doing other things. Well, look in the mirror. You could have been doing other things.
True.
You could have been just looking after yourself. So you care about people and everything that you would have done. I am asking people to follow the leader. You are a leader, a true leader. So I want people to understand that leadership does not come because you got to vote and get in, and some people say, you be the leader. You've taken it upon yourself to lead, and to lead a charge where you know you'll be prosecuted. Because this is not easy to say. I am not in the business of promoting Nevis or for advancement. But it's what kind? It is what kind? And you're saying we welcome, investors, but do not take it away from me. Or in this instance, do not put us back into the hands of our colonial masters. That is all we are saying.
Appreciate
and you
it.
would have said it, and we're following, and I'm telling you right now, I am going to follow the song, say, follow the leader, leader, leader. And in this instance, you are a true leader that I know means well. And I'm going to say right now, I hope he finds favor with God, because people feel like you just have to be in the church for God to find favor with you. Tolo, no disrespect, but I know that God is going to find favor with Dr. Bailey. I'm going to ask him to bless you now and forevermore. Keep up the good works.
Thank you, my brother.
Have a great day and a great show.
Thank you very much, sir. All right. All right. Okay.
Breakfast announcement.
Breakfast announcement. Thank you all for calling. Breakfast announcement. St. Paul's constituency branch will be having its monthly breakfast. We are going to switch venues like we did on Heroes Day. We are going to be by Papa's Grill. That's next week, Saturday, at usual time, 6 o'clock, 6:30, thereabouts. On the menu, normally you have saltfish, eggs, liver, sausages, pancakes, Johnny cakes, fruit salad, breakfast potatoes, a lot of good things. And so we have something new, which is the sauce. Mrs. Isaac has volunteered to do some sauce. So if you're in the mood for some sauce, drop by and you can get a nice, delicious bowl of sauce. All right? So that's next week, Saturday. Again, I'm appealing to those who normally would donate towards the event so we can share our love with residents in St. Paul's who are not so fortunate and who could use a breakfast. All right? So do that for us. Make a donation, only $20. And if you don't want to donate, just come by and have a breakfast. All right? Thanks. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you on target. Hello? Good afternoon, you on target.
Yeah, good afternoon, other gentlemen there. Tulu. Let me put my words in today for you, man. Happy birthday to you when it comes.
Thank you very much.
And let me give a quote for you and the listeners to digest.
Go ahead, please.
What is progress if it comes at a cost of sovereignty? What is progress if it comes at a cost of sovereignty? And just to say one last thing, a personal observation that I made, you may need to get an award for this because of the fact that we are a democratic society, whether people like you or not. The work that you have done on this issue, I believe your party should find a way to recognize you for your yeomanship. And
thank you.
A first observation is that you has gone beyond bring nation forth, but we took the media.
You're breaking up quite a bit. Okay. You're breaking up quite a bit.
You can hear better now?
Yeah, a little better. Go ahead.
Okay. Lastly, what I wanted to say is that you have gone above and beyond to bring that information on the SSC enclave in Nevis. And what happened is that the observation that I made is that the media outlets, whether it's been Nevis or Sinkits, they haven't really done this work. And to see that a reporter, a news reporter, or a media outlet on Sinkits have not even journeyed over to Nevis, and I don't know if they did. If they did, woe be unto them. But the work that you have done really should have been done by a media outlet. If they so really care to bring that good governance and transparency to the citizens of Nevis and St. Kitts. They should have been the ones doing the work that you did. So definitely, I would at least to have some type of recognition for you in the research and the work that you have done on this enclave and this SSA law. And me personally, I don't know if anybody heard this already, but I understand there's some workings happening behind the scenes legally, and something is going to have to happen legally. It's going the SSC law hopefully will be challenged in the Federation shortly. Thanks a lot, man. I'll leave it there.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. All right. Back to the phone lines. Sorry. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon, Dr. Davis.
Good afternoon, sir. My professor.
Like some of the others, I think I got ambushed. But it's a really good cause.
Okay.
I too want to add my quota of appreciation for what you've been doing. Okay? Not just for Nevis, but for St. Kitts as well. Because obviously it has implications for the whole federation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I remember when you were practically the lone voice in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Right? And you stuck to it, you know. I really admire the tenacity with which you approach this. Because it's not easy in our environment to get people to speak up. Okay? Especially on controversial issues.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so you took a lot of income in, but it's clear that you've been vindicated, and I do hope you continue the fight, because, like I said, it's a really worthy cause. And I'm sure, even though we may not voice it, the public at large really appreciate your effort.
Thank you, brother.
Because you have to stand against the power and influence and some may say even evil that's outside there. Okay? Because you could bet your life they're going to come after you.
Huh.
Right? Once you try to upset the plan.
Thank
right?
you.
So keep at it, and thanks for all that you've been doing. A really good example for so many people to keep the fight, keep hope alive.
Thank you, brother. Thank you
Okay.
kindly. All right. Okay. Where am I? Okay, I think we're back now. All right. Good afternoon, on target.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great. Hi, Tulu. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Wow.
You got Tulu blushing. I don't know why. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm on the road. So
yeah, I just lost it for a moment there.
yeah, I'm on the road running some errands. Anyway, you
yeah.
know how I feel about you. I don't need any long speeches. Been there, done that.
That's
I
right.
love you to death.
Thank you.
Will always love you, and you will always have my support.
Thank you, darling. Appreciate it.
You're quite
And
welcome.
thank you in advance for our lunch. We anticipate it'll be lovely, but I've already told Tulu, I'm going to tell Danny now, we are going to lunch by Carbo's courtesy of Tanya Powell. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. All the arrangement has been made, and Cabo is waiting on you guys.
Okay, thank you very much.
Love you guys.
I love you
Take
too,
care.
darling. All right. All right. Today is Beat Up on Daily Day.
For good cause.
Good cause. All right. No, let's get started.
Before you do.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Just let me say.
Relax.
Let me join the rest of the people.
Could you?
I was listening after I finished the class. So let me join them in saying that. Adding the personal congratulations. And to say that yesterday I was in the supermarket and the lady says to me, Daniel, we were classmates at junior school in Ginger. She said, Daniel, come here. And I say, what's up with you now? She says, where you get all them Tory from? And then she says, you know, first I say, them just talking because they are NRP supporters. And then she said, my God, the information is true. I'm frightened to hear what is going to happen. And then she says, I have an NRP friend. And then he called me this morning and said, and I had to tell him, sorry, Bo, sorry. All the information is true. All I know. And she follows me to the door and says, Daniel, I want to find out what you do to get all your hand and that information. And I said to her, we've been reading and reading and researching. He said, where daily get the information from? Reading and researching. So that's all I say. Reading and researching and making the information available to the public.
All right.
It's all good.
Thank you for that, Danny. All right, we are going to get started.
This is round 2.
Those of you who are sending greetings via the Facebook feed, thank you anyway, and private messaging, thank you for your greetings. It is nice to be recognized while I'm still standing and breathing.
When you can hear.
Yeah, while I can hear it for myself. All right.
The scripture teaches us that we should give honor to whom it is due, custom to whom it is due, tribute to whom it is due. You deserve the honor that you got today and going forward, because had it not been for you, indeed we would have been in big, big trouble.
But you know, the funny thing is, I never did it for me.
No, I understand, we know that.
Oh. I'm not a reporter or anything like that. So
your name is not marked like that.
No.
Someone made a comment about the mainstream media, because this thing has been out there now for a couple of months. You broke it since November last year. And I haven't heard any mainstream media that would have done programs, not a program, but programs in relation to this. I do not know if any of the mainstream media contacted you personally for all of this work. So which means it's saying that they basically has failed us as a society, because they should be at the vanguard. We know there is a major media house that is there supporting what is there, or at least giving voice to the other side, who at every turn try to deceive the people of Nevis and disrespect the people of Nevis.
Well, let me say this though. I have a number of persons who I can count on to help me with the research. And so it's not all me. I don't want to take all the credit for it. I can't, of course, disclose my sources, but people who have put trust in me and believe that information is important to be disseminated. And so I do thank them publicly, even though I can't call their names, but if they're listening, they know exactly who they are. Mm-hmm. And so don't feel that it's me alone out there slugging around and digging through files. There are people who have dedicated themselves, Nivisions, who have dedicated themselves to the bigger good, the better good. And I do appreciate each and every one of them for standing firm on the side of justice and transparency in this country.
For good to prevail and come forward, there must be partnership. The same thing also with evil. There must be partnership. And let me say up front here that our Premier and his cabinet feels emboldened to do what they has done and is doing and are planning to continue to do, because we did not discipline them. They would have done so much wrong to us and got away with all the wrongs that they would have done. And so they would have told themselves that if we could do that and we got away, and we do that and we got away, and we do that and we got away, and we do the other and we got away, we can do this and get away. Thanks to you and your team.
All right. Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon, Hensley, Tulu, Daily.
Good afternoon.
Last but not least, I had a hard time getting in. I was part of the crew. I'm just going to make it short since the program already started. Daily, I'm always a champion behind you. Sometimes it hurt me when certain action needs to be taken and it's not taken. And especially to this SSZ nonsense that's going on. The perpetrator is so fearless and such a narcissist. He's clouding Facebook in such a manner. I just feel like winning our Facebook. That's why I was listening from the radio online, and I was having difficulty calling it. But all in all that said, make this day forward next year going to be Daily's Appreciation Day. I thank you, and I'm listening.
Thanks for the suggestion. What's the date of today, Hensley?
Today is the 18th.
The 18th of October is
in 33 years. In 33 years. Yeah, 34 years. In 2 days, I'll be 34 years short of 100.
Okay.
In 2 days, I'll be 34 years short of 100. So 100 is my target.
So you get appreciation for the next 30.
Well, I'm just hoping for good health and strength and to enjoy my grandchildren. So in 2 days, I'll be 34. Do the maths.
There's a lot of celebration in the month of October. We're just going to add one more. That the 18th of October is Dr. Daly's Appreciation Day. Thank you, Daly's. Thanks, everyone, for the suggestion.
The third Saturday in October.
Third Saturday in October.
All right. Let's move off of that.
Put it in your diary.
Yeah, let's move off of that.
He's blushing.
I know. I saw my mother do 10 times as much and never once held out her hands for any trophy.
You did not. You did not.
What?
The people decided
but
amongst themselves that they are going to give this tribute and this honor to you. You deserve it.
I think, gentlemen, just 1 minute here, that I think what happens to people is they're looking at it this way, and saying, boy, but wait, without this information, where we will be? You would be in information starved, you would be in a desert, and you would have far less knowledge, and by extension, your level of awareness is raised. So I think what is happening to people are saying, but wait, all this stuff I get coming from Daily. When you make a comparison between the information coming from you and the information coming from the government, people are saying, but wait, this is what the people are saying, and that is why they are showing their appreciation, that they recognize that there would have been an information drought without the input you've made.
The people.
I see Loretta here can't do maths. Loretta, I see you can't do maths. I'll be 66, not 67. Don't short me.
You leave Loretta alone.
You hear how many battles of harmony she wants.
And so in 2 days, Loretta, I'll be 66, not 67. Right?
She's jumping ahead. She's giving you one hand.
No, I
she's
don't.
Giving you extra.
I don't want nobody one. I keep mine. All right. So, and I thank God that everything still works.
All your parts are working. All your parts are working.
Daily.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, we are moving on.
Before you move.
Tula, no more. No more.
Don't cry.
No, I'm not going to cry. We got a lot to cover.
Yes, but let me say here.
Well, you said everything already.
No. The peril that the people of Nevis, the citizens of Nevis, recognize that is facing us, move them to do what they did today, and we would have only known of this if it hadn't been for you. Yes, we know that you have a team behind you, helping you working. But if you did not put yourself out there at the forefront, and this is one of the problems that we have in our society, that people know what needs to be done. They will give you suggestions. But when you say, would you come forward and lead? No. But you took it upon yourself. Nobody had to ask you. And would have ventured out in this deep water knowing that there are sharks out there who will want to bring you down and tarnish your reputation. You could have said, listen, if I do this, they're going to come at me. They're going to tarnish my reputation. They're going to do this and do that. But in spite of that, you forge ahead because of what? Love of country. And I want to thank you for the sacrifice that you made, that you decided, rather than staying in North America and be alive, you came back to suffer with us, the people of Nevis, and to educate us something else to this point where we are in our history. I join with all the others and say thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much for that. Good afternoon, you on target.
Yes, Dr. Daly, would you behave yourself and enjoy your flowers while you are alive?
Amen.
Thank you, Mommy.
Amen.
All right. Can we have the show now? All right.
No, you can, that's your health tip, you know.
That's my health tip.
To get your health tip.
Gemini Nisbet over there in St. James, you and Aubrey, thank you very much for the greeting. Our family. And all those I adore and, all the good people who have sent greetings. Thank you all very much. But we got a show to do. All right.
And we have lunch to take us.
Let me remind you real quick. There is a town hall being organized on the 27th of October. That's next week, week after Monday, coming at 7 p.m. at the Anglican School Hall. So, there are 2 points of view. Some are saying boycott to show solidarity with the fact that they have basically thumbed their noses at us and to be including us after the fact. And then there's another school of thought that said, let's go in there and overwhelm the meeting. At first, I must be honest with you, I was thinking boycott, but after listening to my elders and other persons, they're suggesting that we should go there in force on that Monday night and make our presence be felt. And so I've basically decided full-heartedly to go with that view of going in there and speaking honestly, truth to power. All right, so if you are so like-minded, you can join us en masse on Monday the 27th to make sure that we show that we are in solidarity fully against this SSD. Don't disappoint. Make sure you come out and share with all of us on the 27th. Thank you very much. Let's go back to the calls. Good afternoon.
Mr. Daly,
Yeah.
quickly.
Turn your radio off, please. Turn your radio off.
You shouldn't be boycotted at this stage. You know why you got these people? All in Bastia people anxious to eat them up like the lion them in the jungle in Africa. Go out in numbers and shoot questions. And the leader has to be there. Jerry got to be there. And Miss Bartlett, ask questions. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, sir. All right. There was a town hall on St. Kitts on Thursday evening, chaired by the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Drew, and at the head table was another gentleman, the AG. I don't think I remember. I know the third person who was the moderator, a young lady. I don't know her, but in the audience you had members of all political parties. I saw Azad Gums there, Shani from PAM, and in the government's corner I saw Jeffrey Hanley. I didn't see anybody else on the government side at the town hall. Perhaps they were in the back and I missed it, but those who I saw. And, to me, the meeting I'll be honest, sounded contrived. It sounded more like a political rally, as if the room was packed with loyal supporters of the SKNLP. Perhaps, if I'm wrong, I do apologize for that, but, you know, it is almost like they were cheering on command. But I do thank Decil Hamilton for his very erudite questions and showing his dissatisfaction with how the whole thing was done. Azad Gums was very articulate in his questioning and statements. I was very, very, very disappointed with the position taken by the AG when Shani asked a question about, well, she had some comments to make about the act, and his basic answer was, where was your parliamentary person, Sean Richards? He did not come to Parliament, and therefore what he's suggesting is that since he didn't come to Parliament, he should have no say. Furthermore, and I thought that was very condescending and absolutely rude of him, you have this bill that is very, very transformational, put it that way, and they have used that word themselves. It's a game changer, very serious piece of legislation that has deep repercussions. And as Decil Hamilton said, something of this import needed more time for it to be discussed. It should have gone not before the Parliament, but to go into town halls and have divisions and statisticians view it and have full-length discussions before moving quickly to Parliament and passing. The AG kept repeating they had 2 weeks to review it, and I don't understand why they're insisting on saying, well, you had 2 weeks and that's enough. And went further to insult the Honorable Sean Richard by saying, well, you know, if he wanted to be there, he could have been there instead of being in Nevis walking up in Culturama or going to Trinidad. I mean, I just find his tone abysmal. His whole attitude stinks. And he really need to climb down off of that white horse he think he's riding. All right? He need to check himself because he speaks to people of importance the same way. And he addressed Dr. Hodge in the same condescending tone when she simply asked about the electoral reform. And he spoke to her in a tone that, you know, was beneath the office of the AG. All right? So he really need to check himself. And if the Prime Minister can't check him, then somebody else needs to check him because he's really out of control with his attitude. He stinks. All right? So that meeting was fairly well attended from what I saw. I do thank the people of St. Kitts for going out and representing as best they could. All right?
The Single Labour Party, they keep saying that they are a party basically of law and order, a party of transparency. They have a good government agenda. They did not learn from Joseph Parry and his administration. When they put out their manifesto, the people's agenda, before they did that manifesto, and I think you were part of it, Dr. Daly, town hall meetings were held all over Nevis, garnering support and responses from people on a number of issues. And those issues that the people wanted formed the basis for that document and the policies that the government ran on, because it was based on what the people wanted. Here it is that we have two governments joined together without consulting the people, said nothing to the people. You go into Parliament in the heart of Culturama when everybody is focusing on fun and frolic, and do the first reading of a bill that I didn't hear anything about. I didn't know anything about that bill. Okay? And I'm sure that the majority of the people did not know. And they went in there purposefully at that time, I believe, to try to hide it from the people. Because they know that we, especially Nevis, we would have been taking up everything about Culturama. Planning, running it, and the aftermath. And then come back 2 weeks later, pass it in Parliament. 10, 12, 11 days later, it is into law. They did not want us to know. And I personally see it as an insult that after you would have hung my brother, come back and say, well, we did the investigation and we found out that he was nowhere near the crime, but you have already hung him. The investigation should have been done, hearing from us, the people, and if they had listened to, bring this to us, this bill wouldn't have gone into Parliament. And I'm convinced that they knew if the people had gotten hold of this information, this would have been the response. That's why even before they went into Parliament, the Premier did his utmost best in trying to insult the intelligence of Carlin and the people of Nevis, to basically deny anything like this going on.
The Prime Minister, in his opening statements at the town hall, said that there are 3 steps, 3 levels at which this bill became law. 1, approval by cabinet. 2, town halls discussion with the people. And 3, of course, passage in Parliament. Those are the 3, he said, were needed for the agreement to pass.
How could you make agreement before you consult the people? The people, the first thing should have been consultation with the people. Well, then you go to Parliament.
I think what should have happened, the correct sequence should be, an offer, a proposal comes to cabinet. Cabinet looks at it and says, this is seismic, this is transformational, this is a game changer.
People.
We need to take it to the people.
Yes.
So the second step should have been to the people. And then the third step, once the people have weighed in and you had good sight of everybody's opinions, and then you go to Parliament to further discuss it with members opposite and ventilate it properly and then pass it. But that didn't happen.
No.
They went Cabinet, Parliament. And then now coming after the fact to go into the people.
To insult the intelligence of people.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Gentlemen, there's a standard approach to engaging people. As someone who spent a lot of time in community development, you begin, as you say, you get a proposal and next thing you head to the road. And if you want it to be fully ventilated, you go right across the community. Because if it is, Kel, as you're saying, this is a game changer, then you have to give every community in Nevis the chance. We have 5 parishes in Nevis, nothing short of 5 in-person town hall meetings with the developer and with the, I'm not even talking about the government, with the developer, because the developer must make himself available. The Nevis people must see and determine whether that look like a crook or that look like somebody we could work with. The Nevis people will be able to do that.
That's the call.
Consultation is must be fast and extensive. Look at the debates during independence.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
Daily, quickly again. Daily, you believe they know what they were doing? Mark, no, he get the job done. Skip the Island Assembly and come federal to put things down here and that. He know what he doing. It was all a collusion. Continue the show.
Thank you, sir.
Let me just say, Kel, I was here during the entire process of independence. You had the Pamenapi government present a white paper. Limo leading the Labour Party presented a green paper. And then there were robust discussions right across the country. And a critical element in the discussions were, hey, we go to independence with St. Kitts. What is to stop St. Kitts from discriminating against Nevis again? And so, right at St. John's School, in a discussion hosted by the SJCIC, Ivor Stevens said, look, we are going to put 113 in the Constitution to guarantee that if Nevis people feel they can't resolve the matter, they have an option. So I am saying...
Hold on. Hold your thoughts. Good afternoon, on target.
Yeah, good afternoon. Let me get back in real quick, man. Tulu's comments, right? The comments that Tulu has just made is where we need to examine. My opinion, humbly, is we're going to have to replace both governments on both islands, because they talk about good governance And that favorite caller from St. Kitts, man, I wish that he could come back in and elaborate on some of this, man, because he's well-rounded and got some of this knowledge in his head. You know, me, I don't have all the answers. But to see that these two governments be talking about good governance and transparency, and they have gone totally against that. Right. They have gone totally against that. And my thing is that, right? Somebody just mentioned from the Premier side, from the Nevis side, why wasn't there even a mention in the Nevis local assembly there? You know, why the consultation didn't come prior? You know, the Premier now says that there's a series of consultation going on, and the last group of people that they're going to have a consultation with is on the 27th. They're going to come to the general public. But let me ask you, gentlemen, a question, right? In the light of transparency and the fact that we're in a democratic society, right? Isn't there an information highway? Don't the government have an information system? I mean, can you guys touch on that a little bit? Can you educate the public on that? Because we will know that these governments have like an information system where they put out the intentions of the government.
No, we don't.
We don't have that type of stuff in Nevis and St. Kitts?
No. Okay. Let me cut it short for you. Let me cut it short. No.
Yeah, let me just make one more statement and then I'll leave you a comment. It's disappointing to see that you, a private citizen, has bring this information forward rather than the governments themselves on both islands. And I'll leave it there and I'll listen to your comments, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right.
I was saying, Kel, just to finish off, that it seems to me that here on Nevis, on one hand, the government is in office. What is so wrong with hearing from everybody? I remember, and I'll be very brief, that during the discussions on independence, people raised questions about aid. Will we get any aid? Will we get any aid? What will happen? And then the ministers, Restream was there, Premier Daniel was there, and they said, no. What we are doing, we are bringing everybody together. We want to hear what everybody says. Mm-hmm. And then I remember speaking to Levi Morton and the discussions, and he says, yes, there was a sticking point, how we share this whole idea about how we share the money and so on. But the point is, a lot of the ideas as to how the Constitution should look came from the people. And if you want to develop, to take up 6 square miles of Nevis and give it to some foreigners and exclude us, that is a red flag. And everybody in Nevis must get a chance to contribute to the discussion. Not to engage them is to suggest that they're not worthy.
let me jump in here, because I think we have basically alluded to the fact that for the first time in our history, perhaps, you are getting this clear, unadulterated alignment between the Premier of Nevis and the Prime Minister of St. Kitts on a matter that is so contentious. They are doubling down. There is no daylight between them. Listening to Dr. Drew at his town hall gave me goosebumps, because it is the same rhetoric that is being spouted out by the Premier of Nevis. It's almost like they're in daily conversations about what to say.
Not Kelvin Daly.
Really, nobody is even thinking, not the Prime Minister, not the Premier, of retreating an inch. They're not given an inch of retreat. There is no light forward for them. They've invested themselves so deeply into this conversation about the SSZ. It's almost as if they will commit political suicide if they withdraw. And so the repeal, in my view, is not an option for them. What is not an option also is any serious amendment to the existing legislation that would cause harm to the view and the position of the developers. Because this is what they wanted. All those provisions made in the Act, this is exactly what is being negotiated. So there is no give room on the Prime Minister's end. There is no give room on the Premier's end. These town halls basically are there to say to the people, we consulted you.
Oh yeah.
But we already decided this is what we want to do.
And that goes against the grain of what standard engagement and all this thing about transparency and so on.
Any major
decision
of this nature
which
causes because you understand, this is one of a kind in the world. One of a kind. Prospera was even less contentious than this.
No, because the government facilitated easily.
All right? This, as they said in their brochure, is the first in the world. Mark Brentley said it is the first in the world. Dr. Drew said it is the first in the world.
Jensen.
We are going to be the leaders in the region with this SSZ kind of legislation. And any politician worth their salt, who has the interests of the population at heart, knowing fully well all of the consequences, having looked at all of the literature of these libertarians, and say, you know what, let us forget the people. Take the people out of the matrix. Take the people out of the discussion and the decision making and go straight and pass it. This is a kind of arrogance.
Contempt.
The kind of contempt that they have for people, both in Nevis and in St. Kitts. It is contemptuous. When you go and take an oath of office on the day of your swearing in, it even said this government belongs to you. It said you are serving at the behest of the people. You are serving, you are leaders, servant. You're servant leaders of the people, not the masters of the people. And these guys have lost that connection to the people. They have decided they're bigger than the people. They decided they're more than the people. They've decided they're the masters of the people. And so this is where we are at. They can't retreat. So we have to advance.
True.
They cannot retreat. So we, the people, will have to advance.
We cannot surrender.
We cannot surrender. No retreat, no surrender. So on Monday the 27th, we will be advancing against this government. 7 people in this government
13,000 people in there.
Cannot be telling 13,500 people, oh, you're wrong and we are right.
And
can't happen.
And furthermore, right, the push for the impetus for the consultation didn't come from the government. Didn't originate with the government. The consultations emerged as a result of the information provided by us, so that the people begin to ask questions. Look at what happened to Colin Lawrence in the town hall meetings. No. And yet the woman was called and she was consulted about selling her property when she made the point. And so, Kel, these consultations, as you say, they are now not to inform the project, but they are to say to the people, well, all you can say, we had no consultation. We did. We had one.
We have to.
The pushback that you spoke about is important because people need to understand this is not the first time. When the developers came to Nevis with the Nevis Island administration to set up the fuel depot, the present premier and his crew, and I am told that he organized the crew to bring out his masses to voice their disapproval of this fuel depot being on the very south of Nevis, and they came out and did their disruption. I am saying we are not going to disrupt them, but I'm saying that we too need to show them that we have a greater stake here now, because this is the lifeblood of our future. And we must come out in our numbers and demonstrate to them that we do not want this in the very same way and even more forceful than they came out and demonstrated against the fuel depot. We need to rise up.
Folks, we got to move on. We got to move on real quickly. It's already 26, sorry. All right. You would have seen reports coming out of the press that we have a new road traffic mechanism in place, speed traps, that's supposed to be deployed on St. Kitts and Nevis. And I would have made a phone call to the police here on Nevis, to the traffic department, and they've advised that yes, speed traps will be coming, but they have not yet arrived on Nevis. Persons have been reporting that there's traps already set up, but I can assure you there are none on Nevis yet. They will be coming to Nevis shortly, but they're on St. Kitts. All right. Now, I also I took the opportunity to engage with the speed limits around Nevis, and I've been advised that in Charlestown proper, or in villages, like if you go into Jessup Village to the Cotton Ground Village, or in the village itself, not on the main road, the speed limit is 20 miles an hour. If you are on the main road, heading out of the villages, it's 40 miles an hour. If you are a transport bus, you're allowed to go 30 miles an hour. All right? So those of you with kilometers instead of miles on your dial, if you have both, I would advise the police that before they put up these speed traps, make sure the signage showing the speed limits in the particular area are both recorded in kilometers and in miles. All right? So they've agreed that is a good idea. That should have been done already, any which way. But the penalties are severe. If you are caught by one of these cameras, you get a notification in the mail, and the minimum charge, if you break 20 miles an hour, is $250. For every 10 miles above 20 miles, it's additional $100. All right, so it can become very, very expensive. You have to ask the question, is this a situation where they're trying to reduce road accidents and, of course, fatalities, or they're trying to just get money?
Make money.
All right, maybe it's a combination of both.
Make money.
But what is troubling me is that the operators of these cameras, and they only operate in the daytime, okay, not at night. The operators of the camera are private people, and so they get 40% of the take, which is an incentive to, abuse the system, and the government gets 60%. And my question, of course, our first question, is this supported by law? All right, and so somebody sent me the portion of the law, a young lady,
which allows the commissioner of police to do that.
All right, and I read the portion of the law that speaks to that. Amendment 39, Part 9 says, notwithstanding the generality of subsection 7, any member of the police force may employ a system that uses a camera and sensor to capture images of vehicles exceeding the speed limit. Now, let me read it very slowly. Let me see if you pick up anything. Any member of the police force may employ a system that uses a camera and sensors to capture images of vehicles exceeding the speed limit. All right? Now, the word employ is a very descriptive, operative word, because it suggests that the onus is on the police to have ownership of these devices.
Not private people.
Not private people. All right?
The
police may employ.
May.
They may use. They didn't say use other people's stuff. The police may use or may employ these devices.
Suppose, for instance, the private people set them at a particular way.
But that's what I'm talking about.
They set them so one look like 30 miles one look like 40 miles is 30.
Who verifies the accuracy of these instruments? All right? This is a troubling matter. This piece of legislation needs to go back and re-amended, because it needs to indicate that employ defines any person or persons or businesses that is authorized by the police to collect data on their behalf. All right? As it stands now, I will go to court on this. But the funny thing is, before I learned that the cameras were not on Nevis, because I heard so Thursday. See poor Kel Daly driving from Brazos to the studio at 2 miles an hour. I swore my truck was going to cut out because this truck is not designed. It's a 6-speed standard truck. It's not designed to go 2 miles an hour.
And he's not accustomed either.
No, he's not accustomed to it.
So,
So I saying, boy, I gotta check my mail when Monday, Tuesday, because I'm sure I don't get 2 tickets. One going to the studio and one coming back.
For to going too slow?
No, that's right. Because I did not want to get a ticket. But anyway.
What you said, Daily, right? It is kind of troubling to me. And because we would have had in the history of Nevis where the Public Works Department decided to take on substantial road work. And as part of the alignment of the road, they needed a piece of equipment. And rather than Public Works Department, the government buy the equipment for the department, the Minister of Public Works bought the equipment and rent it back to the government at substantial monies.
Oh no, that's corrupt.
Okay?
That's corrupt.
So now that we're hearing that private people will be bringing these instruments to monitor traffic, I am wondering if ministers of government will have stake in this private business who is going to bring in this instrument to can't put it past them.
Well, they need to first, in the first instance, like I said, go back to Parliament and amend this to make it clear, so the court is not tied up with all these challenges to this law. All right, it just need to be clarified. I'm not saying that we don't need speed limits because some persons are really excessive.
True.
They clock one guy in St. is going 87 miles an hour.
What?
I mean, that's a $640 ticket based on the calculations. And so, you know, a lot of people
charge for scale. I think I saw something say there's a charge. There's a standard charge.
Yeah.
And then there is.
That's what you said. There's a standard charge of $250, and then $100 for each
mile.
No, each 10 miles.
Each 10 miles
over the limit.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if you're going 30 in a 20, that's $350 you gotta pay. I mean, that's some serious boobs money gone.
Tulu.
All right.
Watch the meter. Make sure you drive within the speed limit.
All right. So again, I find it excessive. I find the required speed limits really ridiculous. You're going to end up with all sort of bottlenecks in Charlestown, buses, everybody piling up at 20 miles an hour. It will be a disaster. The government really needs, and the traffic department need to knock heads in consultation with the people. Just to listen. 20 miles an hour is ridiculous. I can drive a bike. I can ride a bike going 20 miles an hour. Matter of fact, today I was coming down to the studio. All right? And a guy passed me up on a pedal bike. I was never so insulted in my life.
You were still worried about.
Yeah, I mean, a guy passed me on a pedal bike. How the hell?
Would those on the pedal bike be penalized to have to pay?
I don't know. But I understand the purpose of it, to enhance road safety. But there's a point at which you have to say common sense must prevail. And this is not a common sense approach to this whatsoever. Moving on quickly. Let me see here. 53 days today and counting. Our party leader, Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge, parliamentary representative for Nevis 4, would have written to the learned Attorney General asking for clarification clarification on the constitutionality of the SSD Act. 53 days ago, she wrote, "Dear Mr. AG, blah, 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 we are seeking clarification on the constitutionality of the SSD Act." He admitted, or he signaled that he did receive the correspondence almost immediately, but since then, nothing. No response, nothing. All right? This is the kind of treatment we normally entertain here on Nevis when we seek information from the AG, just as what happened when she wrote to him regarding questions about the electoral office here on Nevis, the same kind of condescension. At least then he responded in public in an attempt to humiliate her in this condescending tone, and so it's par for the course. So he has now gone, rather than responding publicly, he has simply ignored her. All right?
We go a little bit further than that, because back in 2022, Hensley Daniel, as the chairman of the party, would have written to him in relation to the plan to have an election in Nevis ran for the first time since we introduced voter ID, to be conducted without the use of voter ID. Hensley, up to today, has he responded? Okay, that is 2022. So this is a part of the course with the Attorney General, in that he snubbed the Nevis Reformation Party when we write to him seeking clarification on issues and seeking redress. So this is nothing new. This is clearly part of his mantra to disrespect the Nevis Reformation Party and the leadership of the Nevis Reformation Party.
We're going to move on. Good news for a change. Who published it? Times Caribbean. There's an article in Times Caribbean that came out today, the 18th. And the headline reads, St. Kitts and Nevis controversial SSC Act faces legal firestorm. Mm-hmm. Very nice article. And it reads a bit, I want to read it for a little bit what it says. Regional investor to launch sweeping constitutional challenge against the controversial Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Act, alleging violations of property rights, due process, and Nevis's autonomy. Mm-hmm. So that matter is going to be proceeding to the court for what you call a judicial review. And once it reaches to the court, I'll be singing hallelujah. All right? Because we were the NRP, and we'll still continue the pursuit of trying to find legal representation within the region. And because it seems as if nobody locally is willing to take on a challenge. And so Dr. Hodge was in the process of reaching out far afield to get legal representation, but I'm heartened to read in this article that a judicial review of the constitutionality of the SSC Act is imminent. All right? So I know a lot of people in the SNLP government and the NIA CCM government will not be happy about this, because they were predicting that in short order they will have their way with us. Mm-hmm. And so they are facing now the court. They will be facing the court.
Well, so the process must go to right up to the hilt.
What are you talking about?
It begins at the court.
It may not have to go up to the hilt. There's a possibility of going to the hilt if on the judicial review the court finds that it is indeed unconstitutional, and it goes to the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court or Court of Appeal, and they said yes, it's unconstitutional. They go to the Privy Council.
No, I'm talking about the flip side.
What's the flip side?
Where the court said no, it is constitutional.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't know, Kelly.
I understand your skepticism.
Oh, okay.
But
I am saying when the action is filed, I want to be assured that whether it goes X or Y, we're going up by the top brass.
That's what's going to happen.
I have to comment on the process.
What?
The other side is going to appeal when the court rule against them.
But that's goes without saying.
So it's going to go there.
Let us not waste time twiddling our thumbs.
I just want to make sure that when we go in.
How can you make sure of that, Henry?
No, we can't be sure.
No, but I'm saying when you start, be prepared that you're going to go to the.
Well, you heard what I read to you. The people are very serious that this is a breach on 3 levels. I can't foresee anybody taking the first step and saying, no, that's too much. Let us not waste time with.
What were the 3 areas you said they were again for they are challenging?
I'll get to them just now. Property rights, due process, and Nevis's autonomy. Those are the three areas to be contested. All right, it's a nice article. If you want to read it, it's in Times Caribbean, today's edition. You just Google it. It's on Facebook. You just Google Times Caribbean, and the article will come up, and you can read it at full length. All right. All right. We're continuing on. The indictment against Roger Ver has been vacated. He has agreed to pay the penalties owing to the U.S. government, federal government, a total of $58 million that he has agreed to pay. Initially, it was only 19 million, but with penalties and interest and all that things.
So where he coming down here from?
Who said he's coming down?
He is not connected with the SSC?
No, that's not a question. No, no answer, Hensley. Move on.
So, Mr. Ver is now free to travel. Where he ends up in his world is left to be determined. He is a citizen by way of CBI since 2014. So, chances are he may end up right here pursuing his interest in the SSC.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, we don't know how long before this is settled. All we know that the U.S. government has agreed with him to.
And this is for fraud, right?
For tax fraud. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You on target?
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
To the listening public. Good afternoon to you guys in the studio.
Good afternoon.
And yeah, I talk about the Premier and the Prime Minister, you know. Like, well, St. Kitts and Nevis belongs to them. But St. Kitts and Nevis no belongs to them, you know. They're there to manage this place for us and they ain't manage it properly. So they need to leave. I mean, what we're waiting for. We're sitting down and wait for. They're going full speed ahead. Well, let me go full speed ahead and stop them. Because this country is ours, not theirs. And when we say to the people in Nevis, Nevisions, the inhabitants of Nevis, we know this man ain't not good for us. We know he ain't not used to us. We know he ain't like us. We don't like him neither. So the man go again. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for that. All right. I'm going to put up a picture on the screen. Those of you, of course, on the internet will be able to see it. Those of you on the FM dial, of course, wouldn't be able to see it. But it's basically an outline of the SSZ from Long Point all the way around to Indian Castle. What I've done is to overlay the design over the area just below Brown Hill into their picture. Everything is theirs.
Mm-hmm.
But you see that little purple square, this purple triangle? You see the purple triangle?
Yes.
That is approximately 80 acres. That belongs to Roger Ver. He owns 80 acres dead center in the proposed zone. 80 acres, which he paid 87 cents per square foot for.
Repeat.
87 cents per square foot.
That's a criminal
for.
price.
All right? Now,
criminal price.
The Premier has maintained all along, he does not know who Roger Ver is. Roger Ver is not an investor in the zone. And my question is very simple. If Roger Ver is not an investor in the zone, why would he own 80 acres dead center in the zone?
Exactly.
Is he going to have his own SSZ separate from that of Olivia Johnson's? Is he going to have his own zone? Because if the Premier is saying that Ver is not on the list of those in the proposed zone, the SSZ as it stands now, led by Olivia Johnson, then it only is two things to conclusion. Either the Premier is lying or Mr. Ver intends to have his own zone within the zone.
Or he's a part of the zone.
Or he's a part of the zone. All right? So if you're taking a look at the screen, you see exactly where it is situated. It's 80 acres, quite a big chunk of land.
But then
I would really like to see the Premier because he's been talking about the list of investors, 70, 60, 70. If these people are above board, if these are regular investors with no sins, nothing to hide, why is he refusing to even share that list? He has refused to share the development agreement, even though it's on his desk. He's refused to share it. He says it's not signed. He has not signed it. But this is the same agreement that will be going to Parliament for ratification. So, prior to the town hall on the 27th, shouldn't we?
No.
Shouldn't we, the people, have sight of the agreement so we can argue from the basis of fact that is what is presented in the agreement? It makes absolute sense.
We should have sight of it, but he would have already indicated that there will be no sighting of it because we did not see the Four Seasons agreement and all the exos agreement.
I get into that.
Okay.
But let's go to the phone lines first. Why you keep breaking the thing?
Keep playing with it.
Nobody else does it but him.
Only one him.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
Hey, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
It is time that you guys realize that the Premier will say anything at any time to achieve what he wants.
True.
You don't understand how Roger V could own that property in the middle of the SSZ, and he's not a part of it. How is that different to the Premier telling someone on this show that if you leave town going to Jessup's, you don't have to pass through Four Seasons? If you leave town going to Jessup's, you don't have to pass through Four Seasons. He didn't say you're going to pass through Butlers, because that might be so. But for the purposes of the discussion at the time, he was trying to explain to this guy that the road going south is not going to pass through the people's property.
Well, how do you know where the road is?
I wouldn't even go that far. I would tell you this. Anybody going to Jessup's, and the main road, like a friend of mine told me the following morning, he's not going to Four Seasons, going on the main road. I said, well, if you're going on the main road and there are Four Seasons on your left and Four Seasons on your right, where you going through? Paradise? Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. The main road bisects the property of Four Seasons. Everybody knows that. So you're going through the property owned by Four Seasons on the left and the right. So you're going through Four Seasons. It might be a main road. That doesn't take away from the fact that you are bisecting the property.
But the difference that Four Seasons is not an enclave. This is an enclave separate and apart.
Yeah, we get.
But you spoke about Veer having 80 acres inside there. We are told that Spencer Brand.
I get into that. I won't go there.
Oh, I'm going ahead of you. Let me wait.
Just wait. We get in there.
All right.
There is another. Oh man, I think.
Take your time.
No, I think he loaded the wrong. Loaded the wrong picture.
Okay. Explain it.
Yeah, he loaded the wrong picture. All right, I do apologize for that. Let's go to the call in the meantime. Oh, wrong one. Good afternoon, on target.
Dr. Daly.
Yes.
I just heard the caller call in about the road.
Mm-hmm.
I drove through that area when I was a little girl with my father, my mother and my brother. There was a house over there called Lady Peace. I don't know if it's still here. I think the lighthouse was in that area. And there is there was a public road going through that area. I don't know if it was washed away or everything. But I saw your purple mark on the area. Wondering if the man bought the road.
Well, I don't know. These drawings are theirs. These are all their drawings. I don't know what their thinking is, because they're taking up the entire course from sea to mountain. So I'm not certain where the road is going to go.
Well, that is wrong. So the people who have land over there should have access, because they're paying their taxes.
Well, the idea is not for them to have access in it. The idea is to buy them out. And the premier, when asked by a person at the chambers meeting, the person asked him whether, if he refuses to sell, what then? And he said, well, let us build around you.
Let them you in?
Yeah.
Impossible.
All right.
That's insulting.
Thank you, caller.
But what I'm saying is that there is a public road, because I remember in 2019.
There is a public road. You're absolutely right. I've walked that road many years.
Okay. In 2019, there was something said about opening up the road going to the area and putting in electricity and water and so on.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, no, this could never happen.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, fellas, let me use the same picture on your screen. Brown Hill, the people of Brown Hill need to stand up, really and truly. If any community on Nevis is going to be most affected, is the community of Brown Hill. Because this development goes right up against the existing human settlement of Brown Hill. All the lands to the west of Brown Hill, all the estate lands, private lands, that is the target. It simply means if you live west of the ball field or the property owned by Emantina and those people, you're up against it. You are now hemmed in. And I must commend a real soldier of Brown Hill, Stocky Stapleton, who publicly has now taken a stand solidly against the zone. I have yet to see anybody else in the diaspora or anybody on the ground from Brown Hill who has publicly, people have spoken to me privately, but I've yet to see anybody publicly say, no way, Jose, not this. So I commend Mr. Stapleton up there he's the one who is in charge of the NEVDC. He calls in to promote his NEVDC every year. And very rarely do you find that sort of full-throated public condemnation of a project on Nevis, because this one hurts. It really, really does. All right? So we're going to move on from that. Okay. Now, he made a post, the premier made a post recently, a couple of days ago actually.
Yes.
And I want to read it to you because it's so ridiculous. It's absurd. It's insulting. He writes, and this is a matter of, he's claiming transparency. That is his whole idea, that his government is being above board and transparent about the whole SSD Act and the whole movement and all that. He said they've been transparent. I mean, I've seen more transparent milk. Maybe it's 2% milk. That's I wouldn't drink that crap. The 2% milk is a waste of time.
Yeah, something goes.
Yeah, they got 2% milk. They give less than that sometimes. So this is not transparent at all. But let me read what he says. He says, and I quote, "The St. Kitts Nevis public has never seen the Four Seasons Agreement, the Marriott Agreement, or the Christopher Harbour Agreement. But under the SSZ Act, any development agreement must be made public and debated in the Parliament." Now, we took some time last week basically drilling down into this, the provisions of the Act that need to go to Parliament for ratification and the reasoning behind it. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But just a recap to say, listen, the reason they have to go back into Parliament to ratify the regulations is primarily to make sure they are bulletproof against any attempt to change it. And so provisions regarding extending the SSZ from 2,400 acres, which is their target, to 5,000 acres, they can do it. The Act passed the codification of that will give them that right to do it. The right to bring in their own materials, have their own customs, the Act will provide that to them. So this is not anything about transparency. It has nothing to do with transparency. These guys have allowed themselves to be backed into a corner. We are now, as a country, our hands are now tied behind our backs to say you can't change a thing without mortal financial penalties. We saw what's happening in Honduras with Prospero, $11 billion in the court. They are trying to make sure that we understand they will financially ruin us if we dare attempt to break this SSZ Act. All right, this agreement, sorry, the development agreement. Once it goes to Parliament, remember they have the majority. We have 2 opposition members in the Parliament in Nevis, 3 on St. Kitts. All right? It means that it's an automatic. Once Drew and Brantley carry out their kamikaze attack on the people of Nevis, that agreement will pass. It is assured it will pass. So, while Brantley is professing, it's the first time in history any agreement is going before Parliament, understand why. The developers are forcing them into the Parliament. Our parliamentarians are being led by their noses back into the Parliament to say, codify these regulations. That is power. That is power. That a foreign government, a foreign developer can come to our elected parliamentarians and say to them, haul your tail back into Parliament and codify our regulations. That is power. So Brantley can nice this up as all he wants. These guys have you by the short and curly, by your nose, by your lip, and dragging your tail back into Parliament to say, pass this. So this is not about transparency, Mr. Brantley. So don't come with this nonsense about, we didn't see the Four Seasons Agreement. Four Seasons was bought in 2021 by Bill Gates. And when you buy something here, the government must agree.
But of course.
And the government must agree to extend the concessions to the new owners. Did you come to the people and show us the agreement? Did you go into Parliament and show the opposition the agreement that you made with Bill Gates? When you were a member of the opposition, the leader of the opposition on St. Kitts, in 2009, when Christopher Harbour was built, did you ask for the agreement to be published for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis to see? Did you ask that they discuss it in town halls? You were the leader of the opposition. What did you do?
Nothing.
In regards to this agreement with the developers of Christopher Harbour. So don't come now with this nonsense story about this is the first time. This is the first time a development agreement is going for the parliament. You are going there because you're being led by your nose. You know, somebody, you know, your mother vexed you to used to hold it by your ear.
Oh, boy.
And ring it.
Ring it and pull it.
And pull it and say, go in the house.
Okay,
well, this is exactly what they did to Brantley and the crew. Ring it here. And drag him in the house and say, go past this because we want to make sure when Janice Daniel had become premier,
can't change it.
You cannot change it
without consequences.
That is all they want to do.
Not a book read, sir. That's all I will say. Like
Let's take this call.
Not a book read, sir. And I'll tell you why after the call.
Good afternoon. You're on target. Your phone.
Mr. Daly?
Yes, your radio is interfering.
Mr. Daly, is you not afraid, you know? Is you afraid?
Me, no, man.
All what that guy tried to do to you. He see you still coming up. You coming at him. I go on, continue the show. It's sweet, yeah?
I only say one thing. I remember in 1975 when Premier Bratcher was trying to wrestle the lands. He was trying to negotiate the lands from the landowners. They were refusing. They wanted some money, plenty money. And Premier Bratcher said one thing which has always stuck with me. The parliament is the highest court in the land. So the same parliament which codifies that law, there will be another parliament to break it, to stop it. Why not?
And cost you?
Huh?
And
you know much. You
I know, I hear you.
You know?
I know.
Brantley must be stopped before he goes to parliament.
Yes.
Once he goes to parliament and codify this, we are cooked.
True.
Understand this?
Yes.
Breaking that will be catastrophic. Drew need to understand this.
Yes.
You need to understand this, and Brantley need to be prevented from doing it. Wednesday, Monday the 27th, we must tell Brantley, don't you dare go into parliament with this. Can't happen. Because we know the consequence of this thing going to parliament. We will be on the hook. Thank you very much, my brother.
Compliments. Not going to give it in there yet, but compliments.
Compliments.
Just the compliments before the pass about the food.
Okay. We just got 2 bags of food from Papa's Grill. Somebody would have paid for it. He says he's gonna tell me who later on. He hasn't told me yet.
It smells good on the
But my mouth is watering already. I don't think I'm not gonna wait until 3 o'clock to grab. Well,
you will wait.
No, Kel, just to underscore the danger here, right? I mean, I said about the thing, but you see what is happening, what has happened to Prospero, and what is a military government which introduced it, you know. So they decide they're going to do it. What is happening here, the people of Nevis must know, this is ominous. And it is mortgaging the future of all of our children and the future of Nevis. When you codify this thing, Kel, I know that. You're going to be in trouble. It's like the agreement over at MUA. It's 50 years before you could before you have a monopoly for 50 years.
That's what it's called.
You know?
Good afternoon, on target.
Yeah, good afternoon again. I totally agree, you know. Brantley must be stopped. And stop now. We can't let him go to parliament with this. Wednesday should be the last day for him to debate this. And Wednesday should be the last day for him to be in government. We need to get rid of the nigger man. You're not used to us. You're not used to us. See what you do with this little country. What to the generation behind us when they take up all them land out there. Okay, these people for nothing. And then we can't get them back. We have no use for them. You're thinking about the generation behind us. The boy no care. The boy got a whole twist up, cultivated mind. Materialistic mind. Like money. You do that, man. Good afternoon.
All right. Thank you very much.
Kel, I think just to we need the importance of the danger of codifying the law. Must reach divisions. It must reach divisions that what the premier is seeking to do, because he wants the agreement, is lock us forever into this. This is a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar consequence, and small countries must not have this. And if the leader is prepared to do that, something happened in Madagascar last week.
Okay.
All right.
Let us. I think people fully understand the urgency.
You think they understand the codifying?
Yeah, I think people understand. Once you go to Parliament and pass any legislation, you have codified it. You are putting it into law. All right, that's what it basically means. You're making it law. It's not longer a policy. It's no longer a practice. It's no longer anything. It's now law. The law on the book. All right. So if you're now making it law for the SSC developers to acquire more land, you cannot stop them from acquiring more land. It's not the law. You can't stop them. If you are making a law or codifying a law that says they can take up X amount of seabed, you can't stop them from taking up X amount of seabed. It's now the law. They have every legal right to exercise their rights to that law.
But
right? There's no but, you know.
And they have a cost attached to doing that.
The cost is, if you try to stop me, I will take you to court.
And they already have a penalty in there talking about $75 million?
That is not change.
Okay.
That is not change.
That's peanuts.
All right?
But your seabed.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we got to move on. Because
I cannot see the Prime Minister, who is the son of a black conscious woman, African woman, who believes in black consciousness, will disrespect the legacy of his mother and black people and sign out this.
Don't bring him mother into this.
No,
the reason I said that is this. All right? He's a grown man. He's allowed Branton to get into his head. He has allowed Branton to compromise him. He has allowed Branton to corrupt him. That is clear. Nobody can convince me that Brantley has not gone and compromised Dr. Drew. I'm convinced beyond convincing that whatever he has on Dr. Drew is severe enough to prevent Dr. Drew from backpedaling from the SSD. I don't know if they were paid out. I don't know what the reasons are, but it's telling you somebody is throttling Dr. Drew because he has heard the cries. He has made statements, and we're going to get to the statements just in a few minutes, that this is wrong. So why is he doubling down? Why is Brantley doubling down? Who has who? Who has who?
That's scary.
All right? And with all of the conversation, Danny, leave the food alone.
He was struggling. He was leading, so I had to take it out. That's what he said.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, on target.
Yeah, good afternoon again. So while them are double down, why we not double down?
Well, we have caller, we have a chance to double down on Monday the 27th.
Well, all right. Where we going to see then? So we need to double down.
So make sure you come, make sure you bring your friends, your family, and we're going to all double down together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good afternoon.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, on target.
Mr. Daly?
Yes, sir.
And he craft everything, just like what he do to Simmons, them and Pam, and mash up the country. This is what the guy good at. He's the architect, he's the architectural man. He work it on Pam. And this is what he do the vagabond young man named Joe. This is the game. Janice Daniel must carry the fight forward to him. Offense like Michael Jordan going to the hoop. That is what we want on Monday. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
Good at.
All right. All right. So, let's go to the call. Call dropped out. Let me continue. All right. You realize, gentlemen, one of the chief, or the focal point.
Okay. We want to hear the people's voice.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
Dr. Daly,
Good afternoon.
you asked in the question what it is that Brantley have over Drew. I'm going to tell you. Latoya Jones.
Oh, no.
She is the deputy.
Go ahead. Just don't disparage anybody's reputation, please. I can't afford another lawsuit.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
She is the deputy speaker.
Okay.
If he was to pull her, what happened to Drew?
What happened to Drew?
He have one less person. He will have to make somebody on his side the deputy speaker.
Oh, I see your point.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
True.
And that's the hole he got on Drew. You see all the traveling they're doing? They wouldn't be able to do it.
That's an insightful view.
Because they will need a quorum in the parliament.
So it's horse trading.
So without that, that's the hole he has on Drew.
Okay.
I've been saying it to somebody for a long time.
All right. I take your point.
Remember he provided the deputy speaker.
Yes, he did.
And that allowed Drew to have his two senators freely. Well, trade them to do what they want.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller. You were very insightful.
It happened before.
Okay, we got a call coming in on the line. We lost that call.
Please come back.
Call back.
We lost that call.
I'd love to hear from the callers.
Yeah, we lost the call. Oh, here it comes back.
That's why you're not in the system government.
Good afternoon, you're on target. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Hey, good afternoon. It's me again. Everybody know who my voice boy now. I'm going to try to be calm and cool.
And brief.
Haley,
And brief.
And brief too. Haley, you said you have a nice line of you saying that they rush for the SSC law, and then they after coming to the people. But there was another step they took before the rush. Remember, the first rush was going around buying people land. I ain't gonna call nobody name, but one lady in particular, she told on them that they were coming to buy her land, and she refused to sell. And then the Honorable Leader, Janice Daniel, came out and called her name. And next thing, I'm not hearing this on the news, but this is supposed to be highlighted. Her dog was shot. Her dog, she got two dogs. One was shot dead. The other one was shot still alive. And then here you got, nobody saying anything about that. How about the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean? Why don't they report that? Thank you. I'll listen off here.
All right. The sustainability component of the SSG, that was supposed to be the anchoring feature of the SSD agreement.
The selling point.
The biggest selling point, it was sustainable. That is what they sent out. That was the championing message for the Attorney General, for the Prime Minister, and for the Premier. Sustainability. They're going to be self-sufficient in the zone. They would not be bogging down our electrical grid and our water system. They will have their own health care. And so people bought into this idea, it is the first sustainability zone anywhere. No. That was a major selling point. I heard Garth Wilkin go through a lengthy diatribe explaining to the people of the Sinkers and Nevis that because these people will generate their own power, there will be no strain on Skellig or Nevlik and that grid would not be put on any additional strain or pressure. And then when you read the gazetted version of the act, you start seeing words like may and aim to. And all of a sudden, the arguments about sustainability fell away.
Natural.
The arguments for sustainability no longer carried any weight. And so you're not hearing now about 70% minimum renewable energy. You're not hearing about the water, where you're going to get the water from. Before you were hearing rain capture. How the hell are you going to use water, have enough rain capture to wash and garden and irrigate for 10,000 people with rain capture? You know what rain capture is? Runoff. That area there is dry as a bone most of the time of the year. In order to get rain capture, a lot of your land will have to go on the rain capture device. Channels, sluiceways, reservoirs. You just don't have that capacity over there. They didn't say anything about desalination or anything of that nature. So it leaves you the conclusion that these guys will be tied in to our grid. And it makes you wonder, my friends, whether all those additional wells, because you remember, you remember that when we had those drought situations a year or two ago, the Premier said they're going to do 3 wells. And then we heard 9. You have to wonder if all along they weren't planning to give them that capacity,
right,
to have that reserve capacity to share with the development. Because there's no way you can manfully deal with 10,000 additional persons on the existing water systems we have without breaking it. And so we were questioning, why do we need 9?
Yeah. Now we know.
Now you know.
Is the government entitled to give our waterways, our well water to people? Just so.
Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon, Mr. Daly and company.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Daly, you're so right. They're going to dig right into all of our system. Water, electricity. I wonder if Nevis people see the plan. Go on Facebook and I don't see the destiny plan. You see how over they look? That be Christopher Harbour, you know. The Christopher Harbour plan. I see Christopher Harbour plan, which didn't come to bear fruit. But that is bigger than Christopher Harbour plan. And where they're going to get all the water, you see like swimming pool and thing where they got in there? Tell me, Nevis people, I got to open my eyes. Stop sell all your land. Do not sell no more. Who don't sell? Don't sell. Try and hold on to all your deed. Because without a deed, they cannot do nothing. And the government cannot force I to sell all your land. Right? The town hall meeting down here, they twist and turn. And God, by your father, disappointed in you. Your father disappointed in you. Listen to what your father come out and say, and listen to what Astafan say, and Astafan support what your father say. This thing have to appeal. It must appeal. It cannot come to be a food.
Thank you.
These people wise up. Listen to this. Mr. Daly?
Yes, sir.
May God continue rest and keep you in good health and strength. Live to see many more and make you more wiser to educate and teach the old and the young and those who to come in Nevis. God bless you, because if it wasn't for you, St. Kitts and Nevis will let them never know what's going on until they done job everything on us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We got another call. Oh, shucks. Hello, good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, I'm so sorry that I'm late to the party. But on Saturdays, I spend my time doing my tutoring. So I just got a little break, so I said, let me call it. I want to join the others in really offering my sincere gratitude and appreciation for the work that has been done today and the work that continues to be done and the work that I know will be done in the future. You see, people often think that 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people can get things done on their own, and that's natural. I really appreciate work that you, in particular, Dr. Daly, and there are others, but you in particular, Dr. Daly, have done as it relates to this particular matter, the special sustainability zone matter, and other work that you have done. But this one in particular, what I like is that you take different slants. You don't just put the information out there for us to run with. You break it down so that everyone can understand. And I don't think a lot of people grasp that, because what I find happens a lot with this government, particularly this premier, is that he banks on the fact that a lot of people don't read and a lot of people don't do research. And so he just puts things out there and expects that we will run with it. And that has been the ethos of his administration for as long as I can remember. But you come now and you break it down so that everyone can understand. And I mean, the level of research that has gone into this is truly commendable. And I thank you so much, Mr. Daly. You know, there are many times I want to say things, but at the time when I want to say them, I can't because I am on somebody else's time. And so when I see you out there really pushing it around the clock, I am truly appreciative. And I thank you, and to all who came up with this idea, this concept. I mean, we got to give people the flowers while they are alive. So thank you, Dr. Daly.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you very much for that. All right.
How many women call you Tulu?
Good afternoon, on target. Hello. We lost that call. All right.
It's a lot of calls from women, right?
What are you alluding to?
No,
Anyway, we are moving on to more
substantial
matters.
Yes.
Good afternoon, on target.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Rastulu.
Rastulu.
That's a new one.
I never heard that one before.
Christian too. Really?
Yes, sir.
Before I tell you, anyway, me don't do about this, but anyway, I wanted to ask you, a place named Ilang?
Ilang?
Yeah.
I can't say I do.
You don't know? Okay. Where the premier live? That's how I name up there.
Oh, Montpellier.
Well, okay, all right.
Okay.
You call it that. Anyway, what I want to know from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That zone thing that they're putting forward is the premier's house and property involved in that?
No.
Oh, okay. That's all I wanted to know. I was wondering.
Boy, you're troublemaker. Good luck.
No,
Later.
No, I understand. Since you want to put start with yours. I like that. Start with yours. Put yours in there.
Well, he has 10 acres, you know.
Yeah.
He has 10 acres,
but that in there.
He's in his own, but he ain't selling.
Oh.
So you gotta ask yourself. Anyway.
So they're gonna build around that.
I guess so. I think he's holding out for a better price. But since we were on the fact that the sustainability factor or the argument no longer holds water, because you've heard the Premier say that these investors will now fund the hospital. They will now
fund the airport.
He didn't say the airport. He said the hospital, geothermal,
and other infrastructure.
But there's a geothermal site down there, you know. There's a geothermal site in the zone.
Good afternoon, you're on target. Hello, good afternoon, you're on target. Hello? I'm not hearing a person. Everything is up. The call probably dropped out. You can call back. All right. Now.
No, I was asking Kelly in terms of the wells.
Hold on, the call is coming again. Good afternoon, on target. Hello. If you're hearing me, try calling on the landline, because for some reason you're not connecting with the cell phone. So you may want to try calling the landline. The number is right behind my head. You can read it, Tulu.
469-7953.
Okay. Good afternoon, on target. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Daly. You might blush again with this one here, but I mean it. Not only that I want them to have this yearly thing for you, honoring you, I just want them to say that because
my brother,
right now, you're bigger. Daly, hear this. Right now, you are bigger than who think they are above Nevis. And about the land that other caller was talking about, the Premier does not like Nevis, so I expect him to be in Dominica, St. Lucia, somewhere after this, and gone left Nevis. Thank you.
Good afternoon, you're on target. Hello. For some reason.
Hello.
Yes, I'm now hearing you, sir. Go ahead.
Good afternoon again. Listen, the Premier originally said that they were thinking of putting in the road from Long Point to Indian Castle.
Yes.
They did some research and all that. It's going to cost them X amount. I since heard him on his show this past week. I was questioning him, and he sounds like that. Well, he said that before that he said that the company, the developers will put the road in. Well, I heard him on his show last week, and it almost sounds like that is out the window. They're not going to be putting the road in again. I mean, he is giving all sorts of excuse why the road is not going to go in. And I might be wrong, but I was getting the impression that road is not going to go in again.
Wow, that's a big change.
I don't know what's going on with that. But
all right, thank you, caller.
From one time to the next.
Yeah.
What he says doesn't
matter. It's like trying to catch mercury in your hand. All right, thank you. All right. Good afternoon, you're on target. Hello. It was a long time. Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Listen, if you look at you go on the internet and you pull up the mega project for St. Nevis. You saying that thing in 2023, and you will see the zone in it. Just when you get a chance, Google. So.
Okay.
Yeah, this thing been signed for 2023. Mega project for St. Nevis, and you'll see the zone mark out in it.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll definitely do that. Thank you very much for that. All right. Okay. Now, before we get too far down the road,
you promised me something.
Oh yes, Mr. Brand. Was it?
You promised me that, and you promised me. Well, forget about Brand for now. Something that you said that you're going to show us. Tell us.
Yeah, that's the last part.
Oh, this part you're coming to.
Yeah.
Okay.
The caller 2 calls ago was the caretaker for St. Paul's, J.D. Keynes, and I do thank her for her call and her dedication to the people of Nevis, and in particular to the people of St. Paul's. So thank you, J.D., for the call, and your wishes are not taken lightly, and not taken for granted either. Thank you very much. All right, so Mr. Brand, he has a website, or he had a website called Atlantic View Hotels dot whatever. He has now taken it down. Recall that Mr. Brand was given the blessings of the teenage government back in 2021, I believe, of $120 million for him, on CBI shares actually, for him to develop his hotel called the Atlantic View Hotel in the same zone at a place called Cox Heath.
I know that very well.
Cox Heath is in the shadow of Saddle Hill. If you go to Cox Heath, you can look right across, you can see the Atlantic, you can see the coast, you can see mountains, you can see Redonda, blah, blah, blah. Very nice view. And the people of Cox, they raise animals, used to raise animals down there and plant yam, all kind of things. Right? So he has 5 acres there that he bought years ago. And he as part of the NIA cabinet, was given by the government then on Team Unity $120 million in CBI shares for him to develop the property. Never mind, the property had no road, no water, no power, no communications. He was given that. Who was in the cabinet at the time pushing this proposal for Mr. Brand was none other than the Premier, his boss. None other than the Premier, who was also the Foreign Affairs Minister in Team Unity government and the Minister of Aviation. While other new vision developers were struggling to get their projects approved, swing! Mr. Brand got his approved. Coincidence? Perhaps. Perhaps. But I don't believe in coincidences. So I can only attribute that in my mind to who was in the cabinet pushing it for him. And you heard the former Prime Minister Timothy Harris come out and say, there were some things that came.
2 things.
And I had to excuse myself from the room because I said, I understand what this cabinet is all about. And so, I'm telling you something. All right? The mere fact that that website or that page is down, and we've been asking the question for some time, Spencer Brand did Sharon Brantley approach you to sell your land, your 5 acres, to the South Nevis people? To Olivia Johnson, did Sharon Brantley approach you? Or perhaps did you approach her to sell your 5-acre lot as part of the SSZ? Because it's right in the SSZ. He has never answered the question. And the funny thing is, during the Premier's prosecution, public prosecution of Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge regarding her father's acreage over there, which he mandated must be sold on his demise, and the revenue shared between siblings, while he was busy prosecuting Janice, did you ever hear him allude to the fact that Spencer Brand owns 5 acres?
No.
In the same zone?
No.
That if Spencer Brand was to sell those 5 acres, the money he will make?
No.
Did you hear him say anything about that? Not a word. Did you hear him say that he has 10 acres? Not a word.
No.
But he came to cause a distraction and talking this nonsense about Dr. Hodge and her father's legacy of 25 acres. These guys are demons.
You sure you're correct when you said that he has 10 acres in the area because he said that he don't have any over his family?
Well, if you don't want to believe me.
No, I'm not saying that you're not saying the truth.
The question I have for Mr. Brand, in all sincerity, did you take down your page, Mr. Brand?
Because
you sold the property as part of development. Did you also get an agreement for your $120 million worth of shares from CBI? Did they buy the land plus the shares, or just the land? We need to know. This is a matter of integrity in public life. Because if you were able to get your shares sold, we would like to know what price. Because you got the benefit of the people's blessings. Let's take this call. Good afternoon, on target.
Hey, good day, everybody.
Go ahead.
Make me see it drop out my mouth.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
I hear. I don't know if you don't gonna worry, but I hear you beating up on that boy Brand.
Mm-hmm.
You say here I'm Brand. You know what Brand is, but he's a Brand. No, you're beating up on him and Mark and say, oh, well, they got property in this zone and what. Well, I want to ask you a question. Did Joseph Paris sell 10 acres of land to these same people?
I am not affair to. I know he had some land over there. I don't think he sold it. I think he still has it.
Okay, he still has it?
I think he still has it.
Okay, well, I heard that he sold. Janice Daniel sold, he sold, and the richest man in Nevis, Dion Daniel, I hear he sold. He sold must be over some lot 80 acres or some lot of acres over there. Why we don't talk about all of these things and all of these people who beating down and sucking their life's blood out of Nevis and Nevisions? Huh? When me struggle and me go down town probably clean the drain, get me 250 a week. Dion Daniel and them are sucking the life blood out of Nevis, make a to work to pay them. You hear? And when you're done, they turn around. Whenever something big happen, they push a little chump change so and make people feel like, well, they're doing something. Huh? Or they're giving something. And when they don't give a shit.
Well,
I don't want that Janice Daniel has in charge of Nevis. Because Dion Daniel will suck and wring Nevis dry. You hear?
No, well,
I feel about it. I'm sorry if you offend someone.
No, it's not offensive. It's your opinion. I mean, I disagree with your opinion, but it's all right. It's your opinion. Thank you, caller, for that.
Then,
thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you for accepting my opinion.
Yes, man. All right. All right. Got it. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir.
Today I want you to do a little research for me. When Timothy had said that the Premier of Nevis, Mark Brantley, never bring anything about fair share to the cabinet. Never. He said Mark Brantley bring two things to the cabinet. One was about the thing for Spencer Brand, and the other was something concerned Daniel Brantley and Associates. No, he said Brantley and Associates.
Yes.
Timothy never mentioned what the second thing was. I'm putting it to you today. Do a little research, because the second thing was the same SSC that we are dealing with today.
Thank you very much. Wow. Interesting. You know, I like them kind of things. So
you get ready now.
I'm salivating already. Let me drink a little water. Let's go back to the calls. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Yeah, good afternoon again. One question we go ask the choir boy. Because he's the choir boy, you know. One question we go ask him. If he can give back Nevis people the money from the hospital project. That's all we go ask the choir boy. Good afternoon.
All right, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, on target. Good afternoon, your target.
Mr. Daly,
Yes, sir.
that young man who just called a while ago and talking about Dion Daniel, Janice will have a cabinet. So Dion Daniel can found the fool. And for that call, this is woman time, not man. Woman will run Nevis. So if they say you don't come in, because people in think it's a Nevis waiting, he got to go. So don't come with that, my brother.
Right.
Do not come with them kind of thing about Dion Daniel. Dion Daniel is an investor. He want easy money. Just see if you can find some like Canada store. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna nice shit.
All right. People's opinions. I mean, no harm in having your opinion. I don't. We are free to have our own opinions. Your opinion are not facts. All right. So I'm not aware of Dion Daniel selling any land to the developers of the SSZ. I think I would have known about that if it had happened. So I will have to research further, but
And we do not know that Mr. Parry sold any.
I know he owned, but I don't think that he sold. He has parted with it. All right, you know, there's a lot of disinformation out there, designed to cause, you know,
if you even had a,
delays in conversation.
If you had a quarter acre, that would have been a business.
Boy,
imagine if you had a quarter acre
Boy.
in the zone.
You know what?
In the zone. If you had a quarter acre in the zone.
I wish somebody would give me a quarter. Tessa, how you can give me a quarter acre in the zone? Yeah?
No, because if he give you a quarter acre in the zone, you hear, see there now, he has a quarter acre in Nassau.
You know what is sad?
We got to move on.
Just before you go, I'll default to the caller.
Oh, shucks. Lost a call there. Try this one. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Happy birthday when you come.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all the listeners.
Good afternoon.
Watch me. The selling this land up front, no blame there. When people let me sell the land, they mean about the deal.
No.
That's the key.
No, they didn't.
Exactly.
Right. So who sell the land up on the me not think no staying by them, pay no matter who sell the land up front. And now that you know, the people and them know that sell the land, they know. So go negotiate that no possible. Go back and negotiate now and say, look, you come and check away. Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Look, yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, you're on target. Hello, good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon, Dr. Daly.
Good afternoon.
Question. Isn't Dean Daniel a son of the soil?
Yes, he is.
Isn't Dean Daniel the son of the first premier of Nevis from St. Thomas's Parish?
Yes.
So if anybody rub us up, who's supposed to rub us up? Investors? Those that come from Parish? Are you very old? Who's supposed to rub us up? Dean Daniel didn't come here. He's one of us. Let him alone. Dean Daniel is one of us. Come on, Nevis people, understand the dynamics of things. Dean Daniel is a son of the soil. And so what if the money is prosperous? So what? He's the best investor in St. Kitts Nevis locally.
True.
He's the best. Nobody to compare with him. Huh? Dean Daniel born and raised here. His parents, mother, father is from here. Huh? My God.
Thank you,
Wake
Paul.
up, Nevis people, liberate yourself. Free yourself in your mind. How to trap in your mind.
All right.
Liberate yourself. Dean Daniel is the son of the soil. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hold on.
Sorry.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
David,
Yes, sir.
we have an son of the soil, but this one is a rebel now. By Caribbean call, right? This is fun. He do any good for English people in Holland? Make sure that they got a job to put food on the table.
No, he has.
Dean Daniel is putting food on people's table.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
He's
for
not
that.
robbing the people them, but he is the one who robbing the people them. Watch them with the eye open and rob them straight.
All right.
So tell him he's after Dean Daniel.
Thank you,
The
brother.
caller who called, he's supposed to talk about the wrong that he's doing to the people of Nevis. You want a man who keep robbing you and cheating you. You don't like somebody who will look out for you. That's what Nevis people need to do. Stop, look at a man who can cheat and rob you, and look at somebody who will look after you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Okay. I just, I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, on target.
I want to congratulate the women. Defend the women. Dean Daniel is the best investor between St. Kitts Nevis. And I know he loaded to Ireland because he found a pool that give the young man a break. We ain't not these blue Europeans. Give the man a break. Janice must run Nevis, but will have force. good afternoon again, Daily.
Thank you, my brother.
This is woman time.
All right.
Let me just say
Go
very
ahead.
quickly, David, that
It's 3:45.
yes, that it's all right. That Dion, I taught Dion at school, and Dion has led a remarkable journey in promoting investment. And just to say that in the difficult period in 2008 during the financial crisis and so on, Dion provided employment for a lot of people in Nevis and made significant investment and so on. So it's not good for people to be, it's better to point to what he has done for Nevis, and he has done a good job in promoting and developing Nevis. I just want to
All right. I want Delhi to finish it, but I think it's important
we
understand.
What we don't want to do is go down the rabbit hole.
No,
trying to defend something that don't need defending. The record stands by itself. One man's opinion should not be derailing an entire program.
I don't have to defend Dion. He speaks for himself.
Let us take this call. Oh, we lost it.
The issue here is that some of us take our...
Hold on there. Good afternoon, Target.
Yeah, good afternoon, Kel. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, call him back. The caller who called in from all the way in the U.S. trying to lambaste Dion and also Janice and Mr. Perry. Tell the caller when he getting his information out of the belly of cotton ground. Know who he getting his information from. Dion ain't had no choice but to sell his land for the simple fact that the government kept hindering him from trying to develop his land. I remember a post where Randy Jeffers made, and the premier came on the post and said they must remember all development has to come to his office. So tell the caller, step on his sick bed, tend to his own business, and keep him mouth shut.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
afternoon.
All right. Another opinion, free opinion. We got to move because it's now 10 to 4. And
you have the lunch at Cabo still?
Yeah.
So,
I have a fridge.
So you're not speaking in health?
I have a fridge.
You're not speaking about obesity again?
Not today. Not for the week.
Are you not talking about balanced meal? And
No.
2 meals are not going to make us obese.
We got to 14.
I tell you.
Let me see here. Is it 14 or 15? I think it's maybe 15. Let me try 15. Ooh. Okay. Now, we're going to segue a little bit into the last portion of the show. All right? It's been a long day. But it's important that we understand the context of the relationship between St. Kitts and Nevis. And the Prime Minister, a year ago, would have made this very seminal presentation in Parliament. And it's available on my Facebook page. And I think we played it on Thursday evening, but it's worth repeating. It's worth repeating, and to show you exactly where we stand when it comes to the leadership of the SKNLP under Dr. Drew. Listen to him very, very carefully.
However, we knew that the prison project had contributed to over 20,000 new citizenships being granted in a short period of time, Madam Speaker. This is the travesty. The travesty in all of this, Madam Speaker. 20,000, Madam Speaker, citizenships, over 20,000 to 25,000 new citizenships being granted in a short period of time. Madam Speaker, let's pause for a moment on that. How can anyone grant 25,000 citizenships for a prison? 25,000 based on the new census, and the Minister of Sustainability is here, Senator Honorable Dr. Joya Clark, that we are about 53,000 residents here in St. Kitts and Nevis, both citizens and residents. 53,000, Madam Speaker. And for a prison, you give up to 25,000 new citizenships. Madam Speaker, this is a travesty. It is borderline treason. On a prison project, you have granted citizenships to up to 25,000 citizens, half of your population. Madam Speaker, if any percentage of those persons were to come here, what will happen to St. Kitts and Nevis? But nobody was thinking about St. Kitts and Nevis. People were thinking about themselves, Madam Speaker. Putting self above nation. This is a travesty. And I want history to record that I inform the people of this. Our children must know this. Our grandchildren must also know this. This cannot be hidden from the people. This is a travesty, Madam Speaker. Any leader who grants 50% of your population in citizenship by investment over prison, any leader who does that, Madam Speaker, should never be able to face the people again. Madam Speaker, this hurts badly, you know. Each time I watch the number, I call the AG. AG, is this real?
Wow. Double wow. If I didn't know any better, I would say Joe is a saint. I'd have got down my knees and kiss his toes. I'd have shaved my head and use my woolen hair to wash his feet. If I did not know better, but I know better now.
10,000.
Because the Premier would have indicated, and Drew would have known by now, that 10,000 at minimum settlers who the Premier says will be CBI citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, 10,000 will be the number to work with. And if you listen to the Premier, Prime Minister, borderline treason.
For 50%.
Travesty. What if all these people came back and voted? What it would mean for the government of St. Kitts and Nevis? And here you have a population of 13,000, where 10,000 settlers are to be literally airdropped
80%
1 mile from Charlestown. And he has no difficulty accepting this.
So it's good for Nevis.
This is the real treason, Dr. Drew. This is the real travesty that you are not willing to back up and repeal this law based on your own commentary. That what if you have 10,000 definite persons who will be resident here permanently, not in and out, permanent settlers, each of which will have the right to vote. You have no problem with that, but you have all to say about the 25,000 that may come back to vote. We know in Nevis it's a definite, because these are settlers.
Yeah, we'll be living here.
These are settlers. I want Dr. Drew to go up to his residence and look in the mirror and say, my God, what have I become? What has taken me over? Because this is an abomination. You can't be on one hand condemning the former government, on the other hand embracing 10,000 permanent settlers in Nevis, and not concerned about the impact on our voting system, not concerned about the economic impact on Nevis. There's something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. So the real traitor, I'm going to use this very strong word, the real traitor to the people of Nevis is Dr. Drew. I'm not going to wipe my mouth to say so. Because the evidence is there. If you're willing to sign off, which you have the power to do, the development agreement that allows 10,000 settlers to be airdropped into Nevis, millionaires and billionaires to take over Nevis, in less than a generation, we are minorities in this country. You have no problem there? So who are you going to be prime minister over? People who look like me? You won't last. You're not going to be there because their job is to take over the entire Singers and Nevis to hope they have their own country. You think I'm joking? You think I'm skinning my teeth? Huh? This is a danger. You are okay in 10,000 minimum people to have the right, once the agreement is codified in our parliament, to expand outwards from the zone. You can't stop them once it's signed. You can't stop it. Let's go to the cause. Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon. That's the same thing I was saying, I'm glad you got to be able to listen because I can't see it itself. Because the same thing I do want to do in English. Hey, Jackie, this man ain't saying nothing, brother. Me, I listen to you all the time, but me, I don't call him for the last one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the same thing in Nevis. The same amount of people who live in the Nevis.
Exactly.
All right, darling.
All right, thanks. So, we got approximately 80%.
77 to be exact.
Almost 80%
increase.
Airdropped into Nevis, and the Prime Minister has no complaint about that.
It's good for Nevis.
No complaint. This is incredible. Incredible. Simply incredible.
Treasonous, you call it, right? Borderline treasonous.
We can't. We have to go.
The last one.
We can't take any more calls. I'm sorry. Sorry, callers. We are done for the day. It's now 1 minute to 4 o'clock. We have to be out of here. There's some team waiting, and we have to be gone. And I do apologize that we have to break it off now. So next week we'll continue. Do forgive me for the abrupt nature which we end, but there's another group waiting, and we have to vacate. It's been 3 hours non-stop conversation with you.
Constant jamming.
Constant jamming.
Constant.
So I do once again thank all of you for your lovely considerations of me and the work that we have been doing in the studio. I couldn't have done it by myself. And so while you're pointing to me, I'm pointing also to my two co-hosts and to others who are participants in this ride, this journey with me. All right, thank you all. We will be back next week, Saturday, for more of On Target. Thank you. It's time to eat.